A woman who speaks too freely saps her strength with every utterance. A woman who seeks constant reassurance carves her own vulnerability, one desperate appeal at a time. Our world drowns in endless chatter, filled with individuals stumbling over themselves merely to be acknowledged, calling into emptiness hoping for validation of their existence. Yet those who truly transform reality approach unannounced. They seek no authorization, declare no grand entrance. They construct in quietude, and when they move, the earth itself trembles. The Stoic woman doesn't showcase herself like someone lacking wisdom. She refuses to diminish herself to satisfy the expectations of those with lesser resolve. She strides purposefully, confident in her worth, requiring no fanfare. Her power resides in restraint, her authority in presence. She conserves words. When she speaks, others attend. When she acts, the world observes attentively, for her movements are calculated, her silence resonates profoundly, and her self-control remains unshattered. If you aspire to embody this archetype, engrave this principle in your consciousness. Authority isn't proclaimed through noise but forged in solitude, through challenge, in the crucible of self-governance. The disciplined individual, one who hones herself like a blade, who acts with exactitude, who attracts rather than pursues, holds the destiny of her own journey. For those prepared to transform in 2028, listen carefully. This isn't superficial encouragement or motivation for the half-hearted. This represents strategic warfare, a framework for those rejecting mediocrity, refusing to exist at society's mercy. If you seek to conduct yourself differently, think distinctively, command respect without pleading for it, then commit before we commence. Follow, share thoughts, and subscribe, not as a courtesy to me but as a pledge to yourself. If you've arrived here, you recognize this as your essential guidance. Let us begin. First, cease providing others the cartography of your existence. The more you justify yourself, the more you exhaust your fundamental vitality. Each time you expose your aspirations, you invite detractors, skeptics, doubters, and dream destroyers. You present your most precious blueprint, allowing them to tear at it with their uncertainties and apprehensions. This isn't merely sharing your strategy, it's arming them to dismantle it. That's not strength but self-sabotage, sacrificing your future at the altar of their approval. Empress Julia Septima didn't spend her days rationalizing her decisions to society. She avoided explanation, never wasted moments seeking validation. Her empire required no justification, her actions communicated for her. When she wrote, it was for her inner spirit. When she governed, it was with silent, irresistible authority. Waste no further time debating what a virtuous woman should be. Be one. That was her philosophy. She never begged for acknowledgement or required anyone's permission. She lived by personal standards, not crowd expectations. She didn't reveal her strategy or request opinions, she simply existed authentically. Understand this, true authority never shouts. It isn't a festival of words or a parade of justifications. It remains hushed, steady, relentless. When you begin explaining every action, you diminish that authority. You permit doubts to infiltrate, steal focus, dilute passion. You allow societal noise to drown your inner voice, and once that happens, you've already surrendered. The most formidable women who've walked this earth, those who shaped history, never asked, "Do you believe I should?" They didn't beg for endorsement or waste time seeking validation. They were occupied inscribing their names into time's fabric, moving silently, allowing actions to resonate louder than words ever could. Consider this, whom do we remember most profoundly? The warriors, queens, empresses, visionaries, they weren't explaining each step. They cared nothing for being understood or liked. They didn't justify every move, they simply acted, and the world followed, because power requires no validation or applause. Each time you seek approval, you weaken your core. Each time you bend under others' expectations, you dig your own grave. Stop giving people access to your existence. Stop sharing the map of your journey, they don't deserve knowledge of your plans, dreams, or path. Your vision belongs solely to you and will remain powerful and pure while you protect it. The moment you begin explaining, justifying, seeking permission, you lose. You surrender control of your destiny, handing it to others who comprehend nothing of your struggle, your determination, your sacrifices. Those questioning you don't perceive the internal flame. They don't understand what you'll sacrifice for achievement. They don't recognize the conflicts you face in solitary hours when nobody watches. They see only surface impressions, that's all they'll ever comprehend. It's not their fault, but it becomes yours if you allow them to shape your existence. So halt this pattern. Move silently. Let outcomes speak. Let your actions demolish barriers, build empires, transform your life's course. Stop surrendering your power. You weren't born to be manipulated by others. You were born to break free and create something requiring no explanation. Next time you catch yourself explaining, justifying, or awaiting permission, stop. Recognize this behavior as surrender of your strength. Keep intentions private. Move silently. Let the world catch up to you, not vice versa, because genuine power needn't scream, it simply is. When the moment arrives, the world will recognize it. Second, social networks represent mental contamination. Restrict your engagement. Attention represents the most addictive substance ever created. It corrupts the mind, weakens the soul, transforms people into supplicants craving validation scraps from strangers who wouldn't assist them in crisis. The weak pursue it like drowning individuals gasping for air. The strong reject it, immune to praise's heights and criticism's depths. Each time you seek approval online, you surrender emotional control. You rise with applause, crumble with disapproval. Your mood becomes hostage to faceless nobodies, your self-worth tied to numerical indicators. That's not empowerment but enslavement, a cage without bars but confinement nonetheless. A Stoic doesn't implore for applause or perform for attention like street entertainers hoping for monetary compensation. She works silently, distant from opinion circus, molding herself into something undeniable. She doesn't broadcast struggles or pain but absorbs every strike, wound, hardship, transforming them into unshakable resilience. Philosopher Zenobia warned about crowd dangers, about letting others' opinions dictate your mindset. She recognized that the approval craver becomes prisoner to those granting it, a puppet on strings. But one standing firm, silent, unmoved, terrifies society. They cannot control or sway her, generating their resentment. Social platforms aren't merely distractions but gradual poisons corroding focus, dignity, self-perception. They twist consciousness until you exist for attention like starving animals awaiting table scraps. You scroll endlessly seeking dopamine while dreams gather dust. You trade authentic moments for digital illusions, allowing algorithms to shape thoughts, hijack time, steal tranquility. To attain power, disappear. Starve the system. Refuse puppet status for masses. Let them wonder, question, discuss, but give nothing. Work in darkness. Build in silence. When the moment arrives, let your success resonate so loudly they choke upon it. Third, safeguard your consciousness like an impenetrable stronghold. A weak woman's mind resembles an open field trampled by all passers-by. She admits the world, every voice, opinion, demand. She absorbs worries, gossip, chaos, becoming borderless, uncontrolled, owned by surrounding noise. But a strong woman's mind? Fortified like a citadel, impenetrable, untouchable, unshaken. Not everyone gains entry, not every fool receives response, not every distraction earns her time. Her thoughts belong exclusively to her, because failure to rule your mind surrenders it to the world. Society teems with thieves, not of gold but attention. Merchants of nonsense, focus parasites knock at your gates, eager to pull you into their noise. Gossips want distraction, weak individuals want you softened, the lost want company in their confusion. They disguise chaos as conversation, distractions as entertainment, foolishness as wisdom. A weak mind opens gates, argues with fools, absorbs every whisper, drowns in rumors, bends under stares. It expends strength on insignificant matters, approval, validation, opinions from those who've built nothing. A weak mind becomes prisoner, shackled by worldly noise. Zosime understood this. Though born a slave, her mind remained untouchable. Her master owned her body but never her thoughts. Her power stemmed from detachment, denying fools her attention, refusing to be swept by weak individuals' currents. She didn't chase opinions or beg approval but controlled what entered her mind like warriors control weapons. This must become your practice. Guard your mind as royalty guards thrones. Let fools gossip, the weak argue, the restless chase distractions. You withdraw from noise, sharpen thoughts into weapons, learn solitary existence, become the woman never swayed, scattered, or drained. They'll call you cold, distant, arrogant, let them. What they label coldness is discipline, what they call distance is power, what they term arrogance is mastery. Because when the world knocks demanding attention and energy, the strong woman doesn't answer. Her mind belongs to her alone, that's why she remains unconquerable. Fourth, allow them to believe you are insignificant, then strike decisively. Tempests don't announce themselves before splitting skies. Falcons don't warn prey before swooping. And disciplined individuals of true authority don't beg visibility, they wait, build, become unstoppable. Let others overlook you, laugh, consider you nothing. Their arrogance becomes weakness. The Stoics understood this well. The wise remain unmoved by blind opinions. While others boast, you refine skills. While they waste breath, you sharpen intellect. You neither react to insults nor shrink from doubt, standing unshaken like immovable mountains. Empress Aurelia wrote, "The finest revenge isn't resembling your adversary." Let them mock, dismiss you, offer nothing in return. No anger, explanations, wasted words. Instead, forge yourself in discipline's flames, becoming so formidable that upon entering the arena, you dominate completely. History's greatest warriors didn't roar before battle, seek approval, or perform for crowds. They moved for victory, letting steel speak, actions carve names into eternity. So shall you. When opportunity arrives, when fate opens doors, you won't hesitate, ask, or explain. You'll strike with such finality the world will never doubt you again. That represents power, control, the Stoic's path. Fifth, departing represents the ultimate demonstration of authority. Withdrawal isn't simple action but self-respect's explosion, a deep, unapologetic severance leaving the world stunned, silent. Weak individuals remain, begging respect scraps, tolerating disrespect eroding their spirit. They believe they must stay, fight for remnants, prove worthiness. But they've already lost dignity, slipping like sand through fingers. Strong women don't beg. They don't remain in toxic environments trying to earn places where they're unwanted. They depart, each step sending thunderous messages impossible to ignore. Their silence, their absence, definite, more powerful than any shout, like roaring ocean saying nothing yet making everything tremble. Departure isn't merely escape but strength's masterstroke, boundary declaration that cannot be crossed. It's choosing never to accept less than deserved, refusing to become punching bags, saying enough with every fiber. When you leave, you're not just exiting conversations, relationships, situations, you're abandoning societal judgment's weight, toxic expectations' burden, choosing freedom, preserving peace like rulers protecting thrones. The brutal truth, departure remains the only path to genuine power. Philomela understood this. She didn't just discuss controlling manageable aspects, she embodied this principle. She recognized that authority lies in what you choose to hold and release. She would advise, don't waste energy arguing with disrespectful people. Channel that force into building something worthwhile, something nourishing your soul, making society take notice. The moment you step away, you release unshakable confidence bombs. People might never comprehend why you left, but they'll feel it, feel ground shifting beneath them. In your absence, you've commanded the space. They'll witness the fire ignited by your departure, flames never extinguishable by words or petty games. When departing, you're not retreating but advancing toward truth, worth, destiny. You're refusing diminishment, not requesting permission to exist. You become the tempest, walking with quiet roars breaking everything in your path. So when appropriate, leave. Don't look back, explain, apologize. Your silence will resonate louder than any confrontation. They'll wonder where you went, but you'll know you just executed the most powerful move, departing without backward glances. The year 2028 isn't for empty words but quiet revolution, time to eliminate noise drowning purpose, to move silently where only actions scream louder than anything ever spoken. The world will doubt, dismiss, underestimate you, let them. Their doubt fuels transformation, their disbelief becomes soil where your greatness takes root and rises. While they waste time discussing dreams, you'll forge reality. No grand announcements, empty promises, just relentless, unseen, unapologetic work. When the moment arrives and you've become something greater than imaginable, disappear into shadows. Let them wonder how you became an irresistible force. True Stoic women don't boast or seek validation or applause. Their power isn't declared but silently claimed, earned through determination, consistency, quiet resolve, intensity. If you're ready to become that unstoppable force, engage, comment, subscribe, but don't just stand there. Close this message, shut out the world, enter your process. This isn't about statements but transformation, and the world will recognize you when it's too late for them to catch up.